This is how you really start an Airbnb business, because guess what? You've been lied to enough, and I'm sick of it. Are you tired of watching social media and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, on all these platforms, on all these gurus and mentors who are teaching Airbnb different ways, right? Some people are saying rent the property. Some people are saying you should purchase. Some people are saying go to apartments. Some people are saying go into single family. I'm gonna go and dismantle all the lies one by one. You're gonna wanna stay every second of this video because it's gonna be power packed with value, and I'm gonna share with you each lie so you know by the end of this video how to get into the Airbnb business and how to get your very first property in 30 days or less. I teach a method called rental arbitrage, which is a fancy way of saying, listen, we're not gonna buy the property. Why don't we just rent the property, get the landlord's permission with a document called an addendum, and then put the property on Airbnb. See how much more easy this is? Instead of making a purchase, you don't have to worry about interest rates. You don't have to worry about large down payments. You don't have to worry about furnishing the property. We're gonna talk about that. How does that sound? And you can get the property much faster. You're not going to the bank. You're not worrying about your credit. You're not worrying about your DTI. You're not worried about your taxes. This is the method that I've been teaching for a very long time. And I'm gonna dismantle all these lies one by one of what every other mentor and guru are teaching, so you know by the end of this video what you should do and how to get your very first property very fast. My name is Investor Mike, and I am the #1 Airbnb coach in America because I can help you get a property faster than anybody on this planet. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're gonna have a clear mind of what to do, how to get into the business, and really how to succeed with knowing the right information and having the right information up front. The first lie is apartments versus houses. There are gurus that are teaching go to an apartment first instead of a single family house. Let me share with you two methods so you understand why you would not go to an apartment first and how it doesn't even make sense. Let's say we have an apartment over here. Let's say we have a house here. An apartment is a business. Where do you think that it's going to be easier to get your first Airbnb? An apartment, which is a business that requires taxes, that requires your income to be 3 times the amount of rent, which requires business credit, personal credit, your income in place, and it's a business we're pitching, multiple layers of approval. Or John and Jill, who owned 123 Lala Street. They don't care about your social. They don't care about your business credit. They don't care how long your LLC's been in place. They don't care about your taxes. They don't care about any of that. Where do you think is easier? You see, a lot of people try to overcomplicate it by go to apartments first. Yeah, what they're not telling you, you have to have a paydex score of 80 or an Intel score on your business of 80 or higher to get approved for apartments. You don't need that with single family. So ding, 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 single family for your first couple deals. Now, if you want to build business credit along the way, I can help you with that, where you can learn the basics of building business credit so that after you get your first couple properties, you can then walk into apartments and do corporate leasing, which is where you go to apartments and say, hey, look, I'll do a couple units on the 3rd floor. That's what we do, me and my family. But in the beginning, single family houses. There's your very first lie dismantled. Lie number 2, you need perfect credit to be able to do this. When you're thinking about real estate, right? What do most people think? I need perfect credit and a lot of money down. Lies. You do not need perfect credit. In fact, I got one better for you. You don't need any credit. I don't care if you have a 350 credit score, bankruptcy, foreclosure, judgments, repos, collections, and 50 inquiries on your credit. It makes no difference. With the method I'm gonna teach you, you do not need to use your credit. But what are people online saying? You have to have a 700 credit score. You've got to have this business credit in place. We can do single family houses with 0 credit. Lie number 3, and that is you need 10,000 or more to get into the Airbnb arbitrage model to start a business. And while some of that is a little bit of truth, because there are some hard costs. For example, you need to pay your first month of rent. Let's call that $2,000. You've got your security deposit. That's usually equal to the first month. Let's call that another $2,000. We're at $4,000. You've got your software, a couple $100 a month, okay? Say you keep it for a year, call it $2K. You've got furnishing. If you want to furnish a property, easy 2 to 3 bedroom, probably call it $5,000 more. So you're at about that $8,000, $9,000, and you have no coach helping you. You're kind of flying out of a plane without a net. The difference of this, and this is why I believe it's a lie, is because what these other coaches are not willing to do, I am. And that's how I became #1, because I'm willing to not only help you with the first month of rent. My students never pay their first month of rent. They never furnish their property. Some do because they want to go in and do some touch-ups, but I'm going to help you find the right furnished property. There's thousands and thousands of dollars that I saved right there. You don't have to worry about your contract. You don't have to worry about your software, and you have the #1 coach helping you throughout the process for thousands less to get into the game. So is it a lie? Yeah. Can I help you with thousands and thousands less? Yes. Lie number 4, and that is this, and I hate this. Whenever you join a program, you see the main person on screen, right, or online on social media, and then you go to book a call, and it's with somebody else. Their employee Johnny, who's going to take the call. You're never talking to the man. You guys aren't talking to B&B Formula. You're not talking to Sean Rockovich. You're not talking to Shelby Church. You're not talking to 10XP. You're not talking to these people. You're dealing with their employees. So you've built a relationship with these people online on social media, and they're lying to you, and they're sending you somebody else saying, I'm going to work with you. Now, they probably do some kind of coaching, but it might even be with one of their employees on top of it. You see the difference? What I do is you work with me. I said that if I did something where I'm getting into the Airbnb business, I don't want to lose touch with my students. I want to be very hands-on. So if you're not looking for someone who's hands-on, who's going to kick your ass and hold you accountable, I would not be a coach. That would be good for you. I also wouldn't be a coach for someone who's looking for 0, maybe 1 property, little mansy-pansy, one little property. If you live with your mom and you're 55 years old and you need a juice box and you have a race car bed, I'm not going to be a good coach for you. I am a good coach for someone looking to build and scale an empire. Think big. If you're thinking baby boy, mansy-pansy, one little property for the rest of your life, I'm not a good coach. That'll tell you what I deal with, because my coach is a billionaire. And if he pushes and shoves on me, you can only expect that you're gonna have your hand held, very accountable, and make sure you're going every step of the way the right direction, and we're gonna scale fast. Doesn't mean we're not gonna start one. We'd start one, but we're gonna have the mindset of growing and building an empire for you and your family. Lie number 5, and that is this. It takes hours and hours a day to run this business. There's so many influencers that are saying that, listen, you're gonna spend, 40 hours a week having one property because of your guest communication back and forth on your Airbnb app. And then you've got your cleaners you're gonna be dealing with. And if it's out of state or out of the city, you're gonna have to travel there a lot because of the maintenance. It's all lies. I spend 10 minutes a day with our entire portfolio because I've learned the secret of automation and delegation. And essentially what that means is that I look at one calendar with the properties on there and I do what they call dynamic pricing. Short word for, I'm gonna change the prices based on seasonality, based on demand, on supply, based on weekends, weekdays, and you're gonna look at the calendar and you're gonna make sure you're not leaving money on the table. But also, guess what I don't deal with? I don't deal with the cleaners. The cleaners are automated through a service called Turno. So the cleaners need to go in, they clean, they know when the next person leaves, they clean it for the next person. It's automation. As far as the guest communication, meaning that back and forth each day when somebody has a question, you put up canned responses and it answers the question when people message you. So you're not back and forth all day long, because as you scale, you don't have time to message people and deal with cleaners all day long. I will help you save 30, 40 hours a week with one software and understanding automation and delegation. But these people are lying and telling you one thing, and my job is to dismantle and debunk what you've been told. So now you know, very little time, very little money, no credit needed. So now you know, don't go to apartments first, go to single family house. You don't have to worry about your credit score whatsoever because we're not using our credit score, we're using our EIN. You also know that it doesn't cost you $10,000 to get into this. If you and I work together, I'm gonna save you thousands and thousands of dollars. You also know that credit score doesn't matter. Don't care if you have a 350 or an 850, make no difference to me. You don't have to spend 20, 30 hours a day on one property because I can show you how to automate and delegate this business to where you're spending 10, 15 minutes a day at the very most. If you guys want to learn the system, how I became the #1 Airbnb educator, because I help my students do exactly what I'm telling you in this video. If you want to learn it, put the word Airbnb in comments, or plain and simple, text my business though. Text my phone, 904-864-8828. Text me the word Airbnb, and let's see if it makes sense for us to work together. I'll save you a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of energy trying to do this the wrong way, and you'll have the #1 coach helping you. God bless, be safe. Let's roll.